Hey guys, so we are live right now. All right, I'm gonna let you guys roll in. Okay, so we've got a little bit of things to cover today. So first and foremost, I want to talk about like what happened in the news recently. Um, as the title of this video um, says, we're going to be talking about layoffs, and you've probably been watching the news. It's been all over. Stellantis just laid off all of these workers. They literally, so if you haven't read the story, what happened was that there was a mandatory work from home day. And so all of these workers, 400 people got on this call for this mandatory work from home meeting, and they were all fired on the call. Ruthless, okay? No warning, no heads up, let go. And it doesn't stop there. There's news reports that they plan on letting go some 1,500 more people. And so, what I really wanted to talk to you about is how to never worry about a layoff again. And this is critical, guys. Like, the only way to really never worry about a layoff again is to not put yourself in a position to be laid off or to get out of position of being laid off. And the number one way to do that is to start a business. Now I know there's like a lot of like, oh, running a business is not as easy as people make it sound. I'm going to talk to you about how to make it actually pretty simple. I've started a few businesses, all of them are profitable. And so I'm going to talk about, how to start your business properly. I'm going to talk about the pitfalls of starting a business so that, if you're someone out there, I'm really just talking to the visionaries here. I'm talking to the people who have a business idea. Maybe they've launched it. Maybe they haven't launched it. Maybe they're still selling by friends and family, but you have this like really good product or this service. And those are the people I'm talking to right now. But really, even if you're somebody who hasn't thought about starting a business, you really need to start thinking about it now, because there is just never any guarantee that someone won't fire you. But you know who's not going to fire you? Yourself, hopefully. Like there's like a 99.9% chance that you would not fire yourself. Now, the beautiful thing about this though is that when you do fire yourself, which is usually like you retiring yourself from your company, that means you've done pretty good in life, right? So let's talk about why businesses fail. Like what is happening. First and foremost, the biggest reason businesses fail is the finances. They're probably shelling out a lot of money. They haven't sat down with an accountant. They haven't really looked at the figures, what they can afford. And so I would say first and foremost, when you're starting your business, look at your budget and see how much you can set aside in your budget every single month, and then make plans to just never go over. Know that money is there, and then make sure you just never go over that. And so when you're mapping out, like say you're selling a product, how much product do you have? How much, what does it cost to provide this product? Same thing with the service. Just don't go over your budget. Sometimes you could get swept away. Maybe you've made a lot of sales one month and then you start spending money. That's when the danger comes. You want to always have this reservoir of cash flow in order to keep your business sustainable. So that's the first and foremost. That's like the really big one. And I know for me, for a lot of my clients right now, our deals start pretty low. And so in reality, starting your business doesn't have to take a whole lot. We have people who are starting their businesses as low as not eating out twice a month, and so if you are somebody who eats out twice a month, or you go to the movies 3 times a month, or you go to like some really fancy event once a month, that's how much it could cost for you to literally start your business, depending on what you're doing. Especially if it's a service. If it's a service-based business, you can literally run your business for very, very little money. And if you want to know more about that, there's links in my bio. You can see the services we provide. You can also get my branding kit that can really start you off, great with your business. So that brings actually to point number 2. Point number 2 is no clear goals. So you have this business but you don't have a business plan. Dangerous. You really want to know what you're doing with your business before you start your business. What's your business about? Who do you provide services or products to? And why do people need your product? You really need to know these things. Those things are covered in my branding kit. Because that's another way people fail. They come out with something and then they're selling it to, like, those their loved ones. But is their loved one really their target audience? Is your family and your friends your target audience? Sometimes they are. Sometimes they fit into that category, but you really want to dig deep and see why auntie or uncle so and so bought your product, why your cousin bought your product. If it was just love or if it was actually something they actually needed. And so that's something I do when I do one-on-one calls with people, really digging into the heart of their business and then figuring out what it is that they actually need in order to be successful. So the branding kit is also available. It comes with my book, Top 10 Tasks for a Virtual Assistant. That book walks you through the sales process, starting from awareness, building your awareness, just for people, just getting your name out there, all the way down to sales and repeated sales. So you want to grab that book. If you don't have it, it's a really good read. Like, I literally, like, it's an easy read. So yeah. So that's the second thing. You want to have your core values. You want to know what your business is about. And then the third thing is your structure. Sometimes businesses fail because bad leadership skills. And funny enough, with my company, I also give out a pamphlet on how to be a better leader, because my services come with virtual assistants. At every stage in my business, you have someone who's on your team to assist you. Why? Because you shouldn't, it's cool being a jack of all trades, but you can't be an expert at everything. And that's just a part of being a good leader. You need to have people on your team who know what they're doing. And so you want to put those people in place when you're starting your business. If you're not good at marketing, then don't be the head of marketing. I'm just going to put it out there. If you're not good at marketing, don't be the head of marketing. If you're not good at sales, maybe you shouldn't be the head of sales. You want to start developing skills. Absolutely. But first and foremost, as the head of your company, you really want to put people in place where they're good. You don't want to do everything yourself. You shouldn't, because that's where you get to burnout. That's where, things start falling apart. That's when you're starting to miss things. You're missing appointments. You're missing your family. You're skipping dinners. You're not, going where you need to be. Your health is failing because you're trying to do everything by yourself and it's just not working. Don't try to do everything by yourself. Be a good leader. Good leader means you have a good team. You're cheering your team on. When you're talking to your team about, mistakes they're making, you're making sure my friend used to call it the sandwich, you're saying something positive, you're telling them what they can really work on, and then you're closing it up really nicely. And so you want to deliver, your messages really nicely. You want to build people up so that they can improve, do better. And that's really where that leadership comes in. So if you are thinking about starting a business, I encourage you to check out the links in the bio. They're really helpful. You got the top 10 tasks for a virtual assistant. It comes with the branding kit for free. You can also book, a 15-minute chat if that's your thing. You really want to just, you have a vision and you really want to know, like, what can be done with it. If it's a good product, I will help you. And then, there's also just starting with our first Luxis Hub product, where you can start building your authority for your business, and really launch something beautiful. Also, all sales include charity giving. So what we do is, with everyone that we sign on, a portion goes to helping nonprofits that specialize in children activities. And so thank you for everyone who's already bought products. You have helped quite a few kids so far. And so we are so thankful for that. But yeah, keep watching. These layoffs, they started and they are just not going to stop. As AI grows, as AI expands, you're going to want to be paying attention to that. No one is safe. If you're, I remember working for someone once upon a time, and when I was a writer back in the day, I was a writer. And I'm sorry, if you've been watching this so far, go ahead and like and subscribe. But while I was a writer, I was working for one person and I had all my eggs in that basket, and I was let go from that author because at that point she said I was charging too much. I cost too much, and I had developed this series. The series was doing well, and she wanted to just bring in another ghostwriter that would charge her less at that point. And I was super offended because I had created the series, I had created the characters, everything was me. And they just gave it away to somebody else. And that was the day I realized I could not put my eggs all into one basket. And so I started my first business, and I started my second business, and I started my third business. And now I just really want to help people start their own businesses. So if that is you, if that is something you're interested in, then I say, let's do it. I'm here to help you. All right, guys. Hope you're having a great day, and we shall talk later.